All right, we're going up against Sword. He's 2300, so figure might as well try to record this. Not sure about the Fire Badger spec. The Rhino's probably better. It's better economy. Thing is, I don't love the marksman. However, I guess the marksman is good for anti-air. Still, I wasn't sure. The chaff clear of the hound could be slightly better, but they are irrelevant later. So I'm kind of wishing I went with um the other pack with the marksman. Do we position our chaff like this here? Okay. So obviously what we're doing is mass sledges. We are the tank master. We have been able to get a win through on a high level opponent. However, we are also losing um, equally. So this is not a one trick pony that's going to work every time, as is the case with all the builds. You'd be lucky to have a build work half the time against high level opponents. Can we get a free nope. What I think we forgot to do is we need to start selling the turrets, but I think this is kind of useful. Okay, so extended range sledge for sure. I think that's good for us. Now we just build more sledges or more chaff. I think it's just more sledges right away. Wonder if it makes sense to sell this though. What else are we selling then, right? This is kind of useless though, that's the thing. The wall we can keep, but just think eventually this isn't going to be so useful. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh wow, he gets the scorp right away. That's interesting. Mass produced as well, so does he know that we are now the tank master? How does he know that? How does he know that? Because we've only been playing this tank master for a couple days. Does this mean we need to transition to some kind of anti-Phoenix comp? Like, anti-Scorp comp such as Phoenix? Feels like we cannot build more sledges at this point, given the situation. Or do we just try to force it anyways? Improve Phoenix, but do you really want the cost increase? I mean, maybe we go for this, but we could just get stuck on crawlers. Okay, let's go for this. We can always use a little bit more chaff. This is probably good for a flank and then the cell. I feel like we have to go into the Phoenixes now. Given the situation, it's not looking so amazing anymore. Does this need to be sold? I don't quite want to sell that yet. This kind of needs to get sold. It's not doing anything anymore. Should probably put Chaff in front as well. At least the Phoenixes seem to be good. Probably sell this next round. Our chaff clear is getting, we're losing the chaff clear, which is the problem I was always worried about. Maybe we click Mech Rage and just go for the tanks anyways. Because, you know, kind of sucks. Can't win even with the flank. He's got the marksman already. Raiden, Wraith, Rhino. Void Eye's kind of good, I think. Should probably oil him right now. I think we need to commit a little bit more into the tanks just because we already have so many of them. Probably use something in front. Range might be good, so I'm hesitant to click this. It's not going to tank much anyways. Okay, this is kind of a problem. He's already into range, but that means we just range our Phoenix, obviously. Now this is doing a lot now, so I don't want to sell it anymore. Come on, let's. Oh man, level 2 tower though, so that's the reason. Okay, how do we deal with the Wraith? It has to just be our Phoenixes, right? Would also make this flying. We do not have flying tech anymore. Should we light this on fire? Probably. Be kind of a bit sad if he like were to missile this or something. Like this would die to a single tarantula shot, but it might, you know, if he sells this, that's the thing. Okay, we did click range. Okay, we've locked on. We have the damage item. So this is looking good. However, should never be so confident when you're going up against these wraiths. These wraiths are no joke. Get a tower debuff. You're gonna be able to clean us up. We have no chaff clear. That's the problem. Might even lose a second tower for free. Okay. Yeah, this is tanky, but he had fangs as well. All right, so we clean it up. But that was our fire round. Like that's not good. I almost feel like we almost need to nuke him at this point. Like I don't think we can win a decisive like victory here. I think we have to use cheese. So this is what we're gonna attempt. We have to sell this. Guess we are weak to Wasp. Doesn't have armor. We just start growing Mustangs on the back of this? Probably. What do we do here? Some chaff or some kind of chaff clear? Void eyes are not doing anything. So you imagine some chaff is good. Maybe just like a late chaff here. Okay, double fort. It's kind of good to see him committing into forts because that could be his potential. That could be the way he loses this is if we counter his forts. Like he's pretty much um, dug his dug his own grave in a certain way if the forts don't work out. So he's kind of put a timer on himself. Now this timer is very, very long. Like this isn't going to be a one-round victory. We could just bust out the Titan. I could see this potentially spiraling for him. So Phantom Rays with shield are interesting. Just a tank. Now we would have to go mass Phantom Ray, but I'm fine with that. The most useless unit in the world is the Void Eye for us. Now we just go mass Phantom Ray. Position them in a way where they're not going to be so close to the like this is too close. Like this will splash. Like this might be okay. He's already got two here, so we'll just put two here just for good measure. Or maybe like this. You can see this working. I really can. Do we draw his chaff back like this? Or is there no point? It's just going to make him get late chaff. There's no point to that. This is kind of good. Phantom Rays are straight into the fight. And they're tanking everything. The only thing I'm worried about is the chaff clear situation for us. Because once the crawlers come in, and then all of a sudden, Phantom Rays aren't, the air units aren't doing anything. This is looking really promising. I'm pretty happy that we made this move. Because most of the time when we make plays like this with the Phantom Rays, we always throw. I'm kind of proud of ourselves for going for the Phantom Ray. This is, it's been a while since we tried this. Both on a mission is kind of good. We can cover 3 packs. Probably want like these 3. And the oil is on cooldown again, so we'll set this on fire, I guess. Where's his chaff gonna come in? He's got 3 packs, 4 packs. I guess we just do it again here, but is it too obvious? It's fine. I mean, the scorpions can one shot. Like, we're kind of worried about that. Maybe we set down the oil and then we light it next round. But I'm just worried there isn't going to be a next round given the pace of the game here. Since most of the force are on this side, I kind of want to use the fire here. Okay, let's do this. Probably the speed as well. Upgrade these, upgrade these. Do we need shield somewhere? No, we don't. What do we do? What do we do? Just more phoenixes? Seems to be a little bit too easy of a solution here, but let's not talk ourselves out of a victory here. Okay. Loaded 100 accidentally. Gonna just throw down more random missiles. I don't think it's a huge deal. But I feel like the fire didn't light there for some reason. Probably got missiled. I think we're gonna win because I feel like his composition isn't gonna deal with the can't deal with the Phantom Ray Phoenix. It's just that it's a real pity that we couldn't get that to light on fire. I think though we can get it to light on fire next round though, so it's not a complete loss. Let's just try to whittle him down a little bit. Maybe we can go for a Titan. This is getting close, real close. Whew, take a breath here. Scorpions are kind of good, but I'd rather just sell and go for like a Titan would be a throw here, I think. This is kind of good. Can't believe this died so quickly. Um, do we need to just shield this as well? Or what's our situation here? We could also do Phantom Oil. Do fire. That'd be kind of cool. So we could just light more stuff on fire. I feel like we're almost throwing though. It feels like this is how you throw. Okay, so let's go shield on the Phoenix maybe. Let's go for another fire. Just to make sure we light everything on fire here. Probably don't even want that. Probably want something like this. Okay. Feel like this is kind of good. We even have shield on the Phoenix. This is really good. This is really good. We're bringing back the Phantom Ray. That should be it. Now, how good were these storms? Completely garbage. Looks like the this Phantom Race. This we got a good Phantom Ray game in there. Um, yeah, we're kind of low right now. We've been experimenting with a lot of builds, and yeah, give him credit for not dodging. You know, he didn't need to play us there. But yeah, who is Sword? Sword is like I've heard of him. I've heard of the name, but I haven't actually played him. Is he just someone else that like is on an alt account or something? Yeah, the Ass Man. I don't know about the Ass Man. Yeah, the Ass Man seems weird. The Wraiths are strong, super strong. The Typhoons, okay. They're only there for the cheese there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about the way that played out. Can't believe the Phantom Ray oil. But we find an opportunity to abuse the Phantom Ray oil there, and man, so happy that we went with our gut there, which is we know that you need level 2 Phantom Rays to tank Fortress. They're also pretty good into the Fortress, and they're pretty good into tanking the Wraith. So I mean, it's not great into the marksman, of course, but like I was mainly worried about the larger units, and you know the shield. on the Phoenix could have been okay, but might have been better to click charge shot. Usually the shield is a throw, but I was just thinking, well, you know, I don't know. It's probably a mistake. I think. Mm. All right. Well, hey, this is a very interesting transition from mass sledges to phoenixes. He transitioned into fort. Then we got the drop, and then the finisher was the actually the good old fire badger oil. Thanks for watching. Right. So let's just take a look at that last round because I don't feel comfortable saying that we played it well when in reality I think we could have played it a lot better. So clearly the storms were garbage. Never ever trust like these like drops. I mean, I was thinking, he'd be pushing in, but I mean, perhaps you need a technology on the storms. I don't know, but it's just kind of you're building something that you don't already have in the army. So we'll go charge shot this time. This is the main difference. We'll just upgrade everything. We have tons of money. Get the shield. Get the second defense upgrade since the Phantom Rays love to tank here. We want our army to be a little bit tanky. Let's just see how this goes. Because in reality, you have so much in front of the phoenixes, like the sledges have to be killed before the phoenixes can get touched. So why do you need shield, right? Shield is good for like naked into the forts. So this is just a lot more convincing. You can see the damages are just way higher. This kills the forts, this kills the wraiths way easier. That missile here kind of messed us up a little bit. Had we shielded here, we'd probably do another 500 extra in damage. So yeah, I would say that the fireplace seems to be correct. Now we could try this without fire just to see if the fire was actually needed. Because I'm not 100% convinced that we actually needed it. But what else would we do if we didn't have the fire is the question. You're not going to go armor on the Phantom Rays. You're definitely going to go charge shot. Let's say you just, build some more sledges just so, we have a little bit more chaff clear, a little bit more tank, right? But you'd probably want them at level 2 unless you double tech the stuff. Let's say we just put down a shield here just to just so we can have a little bit of extra kind of protection. We will start missiling some of the. What is this? Is that like a shield from? Okay, so the fire ignites finally. I think we win anyways at this point, just because it's not even the fire. We might even do better, well, without the fire here, wasting the money in the fire because the Phantom Rays are just the counter to the forts. The high level Phantom Rays with shield is the counter to the forts. So the forts are useless, pretty much. So I think this wasn't necessarily the Phantom Ray. The Phantom Ray was a fancy play, right? The oil, lighting on the oil on fire, it's a fancy play, but you could actually throw with plays like that. Um, Now we did go for the double tax, which I feel is now looking back into it. I feel like you want to go range first before you go for the fancy techs. So we will continue to try the sledge line, but this time we go with the range because range is important. for Sledges. Range is really important for Sledges. Now we can go for another Sledge, or I think that's enough, right? I think we just go for the tank ability here. Fortunately, we were not upgrading this, which is kind of bad. I want to upgrade it, but I think the plus 30% of all your units is huge. Like, we already have the DPS in their Phoenixes. It's already overkilling everything. You don't, it's the tanking I think is slightly more important. Because pretty much anything the Phoenixes lock onto will be one shot, one kill anyways. Look at these lines of Sledges. They're just the impenetrable wall. Somehow the Phoenixes are getting attacked. And this is what possibly the if you look now, the Sledges have more range than the Phoenix. So as a result, we lost some Phoenixes with that. So that is one consideration if you on maybe why you wouldn't play range in this situation if you go charge shot. So that is something to consider. But all in all, I think he just committed it to the wrong unit, right? As I said before, like when you see someone unlock a giant unit and pay the 200, it's almost like they've dug their own grave. Now, especially if they've unlocked the wrong unit. However, if they unlock, like, let's say the Vulcan, a Vulcan marksman comp or something, like, that could be the end of us because the Vulcan is so strong into the Sledges. So had he unlocked that, I would have not been so confident. But seeing this, I know we can deal with the fort, right? We just get lucky and go for the Phantom Rays, or we find some kind of way to kill the fort quick. It's just not as scary as some. You could also go Wraith with healing. Now I don't think we run heal, but we used to see high level Wraiths with healing, and you just kind of beacon them around to soak up shots. So there are ways to deal with this. All right, guys, it's good to know what worked and what didn't work here.